it's Courtney Mermaid here with another mermaid school video. In this video I'm going to show you guys how to make a mermaid snuggly or snuggie or a mermaid tail blanket, or you know what, it's fluffy, it's soft, and it's winter. What's up? Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to make this one. I think both my ankles just cracked. That was kind of gross. Okay, anywho, I hope you enjoy this video. And I'm gonna go put this on now and finish editing the video. This video. I forgot to make the introduction. That's why it's dark and why it's gonna be light in 1 second. Alright, have fun. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Okay guys, so for this project I have picked, I've got fluff of all different colors everywhere right now just because I've got other projects that I'm working on videos for, so there's just gonna be green and white fluff also everywhere. For the body of my snuggly tail, I got this blue. It's got hearts on it. I thought it was kind of pretty. And for the fluke, I've got white, which is the same, but, you know, same heart pattern, but with a lighter, it's not actually white, it's like a really light blue, but it looks white on the screen, so. So I've got that. I had forgotten to buy, wow, it really is fluff everywhere. Oh my god. I did forget to pick up thread, but lucky for me, I've made so many tails that I have just so much thread just kicking around that I actually happen to have a color that's gonna work. You're gonna need basic sewing equipment. You're gonna need a sewing machine. You are also going to need good scissors, measuring tape. You're gonna need somebody to help either make a pattern of you on a piece of paper, which is what I have done since I'm alone right now and have nobody to trace me out. I have this from a different project. This is my outline that I had, oh my god, my legs are long, there you go, that I had made for this. For this project, I'm going to use the same shape of my monofin because I like the shape of that monofin, and just, you know, I don't know why, I just like it. But I am gonna make it bigger. So this is my first attempt at making one of these, so this is gonna be kind of exciting. Let's keep our fingers crossed, right? Okay, so that took some doing because whoever cut my fabric didn't do a very straight line, and it kind of messed me up a little bit, but not a big deal. So this pattern is actually a pattern for a swimmable mermaid tail. So if you're gonna make yourself a mermaid tail blanket, do not go so snug. Like, this is my actual body outline. Actually, that's my body outline, but anyways. You're gonna wanna leave a lot of excess space. So I'm actually gonna have to use most of this fabric because I want this to be kind of loose, kind of comfortable, and like I can move around a little bit in it and be snuggly. But I wanted to use the same shape for my monofin, so that's how I've laid this out. And I kind of did it halfway. I'm gonna do a straight line instead of a curve because it's not gonna be fitting over top of this. So I'm just gonna literally straight sew like a straight line. Well, you'll see how I do it in a second. So those are the steps so far. Lay it out, be really careful, make it nice and flat. The plushier the material, the more difficult this seems to be. I've never worked with something so fluffy. I've worked with fleece before, but this is pretty, this is like fleece on steroids. Like, I am so covered in fluff right now. Like, it's pretty funny. There's fluff all over my apartment. It's amazing. But yes, this is what I have so far. Okay, so I put down my weights to keep my pattern from moving, and now I'm going to be using an erasable fabric marker. And I'm actually going to draw myself my new kind of pattern, if you will, around. I'm going to go like all the way around. And then onto here, and I'm not going to move anything until I've put down my pins because these two are obviously not attached yet. So that's going to be something I need to be careful with, I think. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, so it's pretty hard to see, but there is actually a fairly thick outline. I'm starting with it being bigger rather than smaller, just because I do want to try it on when it's basted, see if I like the size. I can always make it smaller, but I cannot add more fabric on once I've cut it, so that's the thinking there. If you're not sure how wide and how like squishy and comfortable you want your fin to, like your tail to be, just go so you can sort of see, like that's my body and that's the actual line going all the way around. Okay, so now I'm going to pin it and then I'm going to baste it and hope for the best. I think, yeah. All right, wish me luck. Okay, given my style for how I like to make mermaid tails, I'm going to baste this one together. This one, I'm pointing at this one. I'm gonna sew this together first, and then I'm gonna sew this guy together, and then I'm actually gonna sew them to each other. And that seems to be the easiest way that I've found to do it. I know that you can sew this to each side and then sew them together, but that's not like how my brain, like my workflow goes the best. So I did another tail in this style. That video isn't out yet. It will be in December. Better get cracking, Courtney, come on. Yeah, so that's gonna be how I'm going to proceed with this. What do you think? Do I need a bigger workspace? Yeah? This is how I do everything. Every tail I make, I have to sit squashed on my floor in my kitchen to do this. And that's why I don't currently sell them anymore. It's because this is too big of a pain in the butt. Okay, next I'm going to be doing the basting of the fluke portion. Okay, so now that you've hand-stitched and tested, just tried it on quick to make sure it's the width that you want. Now you're gonna go around and you're going to trim off the excess fabric. I'm going to leave a little bit more than I usually leave, just because I'm still not 100% sure if I might need more, if I might need less, and I can always trim more off afterwards. So now I'm just going around and trimming off the excess. Okay, so now we're ready to sew our tail. We have the fabric is the fabric is all basted together. It is really hard to see because this is so plush that the thread just disappears. So, that's the bottom. And that's the top. So I'm just gonna start like I normally would, make my way all around the tail. I'll let you guys watch what I'm doing. It's gonna get just a folded over waistband, nothing fancy, I don't think, you know, keep it simple, right? And then I'll show you guys how to sew this to this, because that's the fun part. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so the body of the tail is done and I just tried it on and I'm so excited, you guys. This might actually be a lot cooler than I thought it was gonna be. So, now I'm going to sew together this guy, which is not gonna take too much longer. And then it's just sewing them together and then the project's almost, oh actually no, I have to do a waistband too. I just wanna fold it over so it looks nice. But I'm gonna sew this guy next. There isn't much to show that's different, so I probably won't film that because I have a feeling this is going to get kind of long, kind of fast. So, but I'm going to do this and then I will show you how to sew them together in a second. Okay, next, before we can sew these two pieces together, we need to remove the basting and trim off the excess fabric. Okay, so now that I am so thoroughly covered in fluff, the entire apartment exploded. Oh my god. Okay, so what I have here is the base, like the main body of the tail, is flipped inside out, okay? This is a bit complicated, so if you have to rewatch this or leave me questions in the comments below, do it before you try it and mess it up, okay? The fin part, okay, is the good side out. See how it's nice on the outside now? I've flipped it, right? So the area that I sewed, you flip it the right way now, okay? So now this is gonna go in here, which is why it was important to trace out the whole thing first so that the sizing will be correct, okay? So this goes, I'm also sorry about the noise in the background, it's just Eric in the hallway doing something with plastic. So what you want to do is you have your seam, and you want to grab the other seam, and you want to tuck them into each other, okay? And then you do the same with the other side, and make them line up. This will take a second. I had already done this, and then realized I didn't film any of it, and was like, oh, you guys might want to know how to do this. Okay. Okay, so it should look something like this when it's done. Okay? It should be like a nice little sandwich, right? It's gonna be okay if a little bit, like if it's not perfectly lined up, try and get it as close as possible. Now you're gonna pin it, and then you're going to just quickly hand stitch it, do a nice job, but it's gonna be a straight line, so it's not gonna be as complicated as doing a curve. Which is why I decided not to do a curve, because it's just too much for my little brain to handle. Okay, so now I'm gonna pin it. All right, so now we're just taking the pins out, you and me are taking the pins out of our tails, just so we can have a quick look-see, make sure we like how this looks, before we sew it and make it super official. You know where I got that from? You probably like Five Guys. Okay, here we go. All right, I hope I got everybody because I've stabbed myself like so many times today with these stupid pins that I can't see because they get lost in the plush. In the fluff, in the floof. Okay. Be very careful. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay, let's flip this sucker the inside out again. Sew it super quick, and then make ourselves a nice folded waistband and call it a day. Oh my goodness, this is quite epic. Now this is where having a sewing machine with an arm on it, like what my mom has at her place, she can like, mine kind of comes off, but there's like a thing here. Hers is like there's like space, so depending on how small your hole here is at the bottom, you might find this to be probably the most frustrating thing you experience for this project. It is also an absolute ton of fabric to go through, so, you know, if your machine starts to cry, like, don't be mean to it. I think I'm almost out of thread. Let's just quickly top this up here. Okay, now for the waistband, I'm going to show you guys. I am literally folding it over like this. I'm just going to fold the seams and fold them in so that they lie flat against themselves because it's going to look a lot nicer. So what I'm doing is I'm just grabbing this, folding it over twice in on itself. My sewing machine is probably going to cry very loudly, and my needle might not even fit through this. There we go. This is the same way that I do it for my mermaid tails. Like my simple mermaid tails, I mean. Good. So now, grab this guy, flip it around, and I'm just gonna sew up and down a couple of times, just with a zigzag stitch, just so it's secure. And I don't know if my sewing machine's even gonna be able to do this, but I think we'll see. Okay, so all that's left now to do that we've sewn all of that is to actually flip your tail. Oh my god, it's actually kind of heavy for what it is. It's pretty funny. Actually, I'm gonna shake mine out because mine's really full of fluff. Okay, and now I'm gonna put it the right way. Poke out the little thin fluke bits. This one's in more of like a whale tail type shape. Kind of felt like that more than a fish tail, so good. Okay, I have to wipe off my feet and I'm gonna show you why. So this is how much fluff. This thing like exploded. Look at my feet. It's so gross. Okay. So when you're doing this, if you're using a really fluffy material, keep a broom handy and just like periodically sweep, because now I'm gonna have a lot of cleanup to do. Okay, so the moment of truth. Let's give it a go. I think I might want to finish the inside slightly differently. I don't know. I think it looks, what happened here actually? It looks a little lopsided. Alright, so there it is. It's huge, it's floofy. Let me just move this so you can actually see me. Okay, so the moment of truth, let's try it on. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's floofy. Hang on. Okay. So, there it is. I'm exhausted. I think I'll sleep for the rest of the day now. In this, actually. It was my very first attempt at making one of these. I wanted one just for me because I'm not planning on selling these or anything. I just wanted one because everybody shares with me like every 15 minutes. I get like, hey Courtney, have you seen the mermaid tail blankets? You should make one, or you should buy one, or you should just get one. I'm like, okay, well, here's the project. If you do know how to sew, or have access to a sewing machine, it's essentially straight lines. That's pretty much all this is straight lines with a regular stitch and a zigzag stitch. So really easy to make for a starter little project because it's just something for comfy and around the house. You don't have to be as like crazy meticulous as you would be with something that you're actually gonna swim in. Like this is 2 or 3 times the size of a tail that I would actually swim in, but I think it's pretty cute. This would make a great gift. I'm gonna talk about gifts for mermaids. Actually, I think I already did. This is the tail from that other video that you guys have already seen, which I haven't filmed yet today. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. But anyways, okay. So, mermaid tail snugglies are great if you're somebody like me or who hasn't been able to swim due to health reasons for what feels like an eternity. Something like this is fun because you still get to feel kind of mermaidy around the house while you're recovering, kind of relaxing. If you're, you know, a merman who, you know, can't swim, this is something really fun just to have around the house if you feel like showing off your inner mer. This is a fun project. This only took me, I would say, between 3 and 4 hours to do total. So what you're seeing here is super sped up, obviously. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I would love to see you guys make some mermaid tail blankets. If you do, feel free to share them with me on Twitter. I'd love to see what you guys are making with my videos. Share! The awesome, I want to see. If you did like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up so that I know that you guys want more of these awesome mermaid tail making tutorials. More mermaid school goodness. Don't forget to subscribe as well. On Mondays I update my weekly vlog. On Wednesdays I do, of course, the mermaid school goodness, which covers a lot of different aspects of mermaiding and how to make different mermaid things. On Fridays, I do miscellaneous fun stuff. Sometimes I'll throw in an extra mermaid school video, or there could be other tutorials, or just random fun nerdy stuff, art videos, that kind of thing. So if any of that sounds appealing to you, feel free to subscribe. I would love to see you guys around my channel. And yeah, other than that, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys have fun following this video. So it's really warm and cuddly. You could make them even like longer so they cover more of you, but I like it more just like kind of snuggly, you know, just good. And yeah, that's it. So happy mermaiding, happy tail making, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Okay, thanks. Bye!